In the wild, wind shift, leaves decay, and the primal urge to smell expensive without spending much emerges once again. Here in the untamed jungles of online fragrance discount stores, a rare species begins to stir, the clone fragrance. Designed by shadowy fragrance labs for maximum seduction at minimum cost, these elusive beasts mimic the calls of far more prestigious prey, often at 1/10 the price. Today, we observe 15 of the most cunning creatures in this olfactory ecosystem, fragrances that survive brutal scrutiny, attract mates with synthetic pheromones, and thrive in the crisp amber-scented air of autumn. So grab your discount codes and steal your senses, because we're diving deep into the world of fall's most powerful clone predators. Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. Today we're taking a look at 15 of the absolute best clone fragrances that you can buy this fall. With these fragrances, they started as a clone job, but along the way, they murdered the originals. God, that was bad. It's supposed to be like David Caruso, but no, that was bad. 15 different fragrances, all of them linked in the description below, no particular order. Let's start with whatever I grab first. Of course, this Checkmate King by Armaf. I say of course because I mean it sticks up. So Checkmate King right here. Ooh, that was stupid. This is a clone of Scandal Absolu by Jean Paul Gaultier. Absolutely fantastic. Smells amazing in the air and kind of flies under the radar a little bit. Ooh, kind of. So it's gonna give you that sort of plum opening that just captures attention as soon as you spray it on. It's warm, it's sweet, seductive, cozy, really nice compliment puller, great performance as well. And one of Armaf's better releases, I feel like, over the past year or so. So Checkmate King, an absolute must own. This stuff is killer. And if you've never smelled Scandal Absolu for some reason, or any of the Scandal fragrances, not the same, but it's kind of in that same wheelhouse as something like Stronger With You, like that line of fragrances. It's a little bit similar. So if you like that one, then you'll probably like this one. After that, I have to talk about this, Zenith Tobacco. This one by French Avenue. And this one smells similar to Dior's Tobacolor. So it's gonna give you this, this rich, sweet, lightly smoky pipe tobacco sort of scent profile. This one is exceptionally good, in my opinion. The quality, fantastic once again. A good performance. The original Tobacolor, really well known for having a bit of stone fruit sweetness in there, along with honey, a rich, sweet pipe tobacco scent profile. This one has mandarin orange, but it still has a little bit of that stone fruit sweetness, peach in there, even though it's not an official note. Also have tonka, you have honey in here as well. Just smells really, really well done for fall and winter time. Now, a newer pickup of mine from Zamaya, Modhesh Aura. And you may be able to tell just by taking a look at that presentation that it is Lal Elixir. Pretty cheap, about 30 bucks or so. And it is a little late to the Lal Elixir clone party, to be fair. There are a lot of them at this point, but it makes up for that by being absolutely killer for that low price point. So you're gonna get that lavender, the mint, the vanilla, the tonka, that kind of honey type of sweetness. You get all of that in here. Performance is good as well. So again, with this one, kind of a bummer that there are so many Lal Elixir clones out there, but it's extremely well done and priced correctly. Let's go a little bit goth vampire style with the next fragrance. This one is from Lattafa and it's called Habik. Habik. I do love the presentation. Like, yeah, it's a little cheesy, a little corny, but at the same time, a little, you know, a little rave, vampire-ish. You know, it's a vampire with style. He likes the purple, all the little decorations, the gemstones, the amethyst. He's probably rocking like a velvet cape or something like that. I dig it. And this one is a clone of the discontinued Lamal Essence de Parfum. Yeah, so that one, a lot of people are gonna go, I don't think I know that. What is that? Came out in 2016. That's the year I made the channel. So, it doesn't feel that long ago. but it was. And I thought that was a really good fragrance. I liked it a lot, but it didn't catch on in a big way. It was discontinued. A bottle style pretty similar to like Le Beau, the new versions of Le Beau. There's an old Le Beau also. In terms of notes, it's got cardamom, lavender, cinnamon, pepper, tonka, also has a leathery aspect to it. Could remind you a little bit as well of C.H. Privé by Carolina Herrera. Really, really good stuff here. It is gonna be maybe a little bit more out of the ordinary compared to some of the other ones we talk about, since it is a discontinued fragrance or a clone of a discontinued fragrance, but still really well done. Good stuff by Lattafa, and I dig the funky bottle. Let's go from funky bottle to plain bottle. Montaigne's Wajan. Now I've had this one for a while, but I busted it out recently and wore it and then featured it in a video, and I just kind of keep coming back to it because it has gotten so stupid good. It is so like rich, sticky, deep cinnamon, amber, vanilla. That's what it says on the front here. Very reminiscent of like the holidays, you know, extreme cold situations. Like this stuff is gonna be amazing this winter. Fall as well, obviously. It smells very much like the changing of the seasons when all the leaves turn orange and yellow and red and fall off the trees. And in terms of clones, it's named Wajan, so yeah, it's a clone of Wajan also. Killer stuff. Montaigne makes some of the best clones that fly under the radar a little bit because they come just like this. I mean, if you don't know anything about anything and you see, you know, this or this, which one catches your eye more? But they're really good. Another newer pickup, Gulf Orchids Sweet Heaven, but not just regular. This is Sweet Heaven Extreme. I will say though that the atomizer on this one, when I got it in, a bit of a turd burglar. Check it out. It's better now, but I had to spray this like 15 times before that worked correctly. It was just spritzing and spitting all over the place, but thankfully it's okay now. So basically the idea with this one is, well, I mean, it kind of says, right? Sweet Heaven and yet extreme, more extreme. Which regular old Sweet Heaven, which is this one right here, is obviously kind of a Camera-esque type fragrance. Side by side, you can see the difference in the coloration between the two. Sweet Heaven Extreme, a little bit darker, a little bit bolder, richer. And it smells that way as well. It's one of those things where you smell the original Sweet Heaven and you're like, oh, that's really good. Camera-esque, reminiscent of Guy Sava, Angel Share, stuff like that. Sweet, decadent, you know, compliment pulling. It smells really good. And then when you smell it side by side with Extreme, you go, oh. Like Extreme is absolutely ramped up. It's heavier, it's denser, it's bolder. It just has more going on. It's one of those things where you look back and you go, this was really good, until I smelled this. Sweet Heaven Extreme, killer. If you like Camera-esque fragrances, it's one of the better ones out there. Got a Maison Alhambra next, Your Touch Tobacco. Now I bought this one a while ago. I bought it through JOMASHOP, and if you've ever shopped there, you probably know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you place the old order for something, and then you wait, and then you wait, and then you wait. You might have to get your hair cut like 2 times between when you order the stuff and when you get the stuff. At least that's how it feels like sometimes. So this one took a while. Now I've also gotten Your Touch Oud, and that one's really well done as well. But that one, unfortunately, leaks around the collar, or at least the bottle that I got. This one thankfully does not, and it has a really good atomizer. Whew. So you probably already know what this is just by the color scheme, the name, all that stuff. But Your Touch Tobacco is stronger with you tobacco. And this is one of the better Maison Alhambras because a lot of times Maison Alhambra is super cheap, you know, even cheaper than Lattafa. And they kind of just try to do one-to-ones for the most part. Lattafa a lot of times will give you a clone fragrance that's got kind of a twist, like they have Lattafa-ized the fragrance. Maison Alhambra a lot of times it's just like, no, we just pretty much copied that. That's what we were doing. But at the price point that they run at, really, really cheap, sometimes it doesn't work quite as well. This one does. So it's gonna give you that stronger with you tobacco vibe at an extremely low price, good performance, and a great atomizer, just as long as it doesn't leak. Fierté Luna up next by French Avenue. This is also a more recent pickup, and this one is Xerjov's Naxos, which when it comes to niche tobacco fragrances, Naxos is just about right at the top. You know, it's like one of the best sellers. Everybody wants this stuff. And it's a great, great, great scent because it has that kind of mix of fresher aromatic aspects, but then also this really nice kind of honeyed tobacco as well, especially as it dries down. So it gives you that wearability, that ease of use, where it's not just full on super heavy. Like in comparison, these two fragrances, they're both tobacco fragrances, both French Avenue fragrances. Zenith Tobacco leans more into that warm, sweet, spicy pipe tobacco kind of scent profile, like right away. Fierte Luna is more aromatic, slightly fresh, classier, not as heavy with the tobacco, not as heavy with the honey, and I would say probably more versatile of the two fragrances as well. The stuff is great, and it's an amazing, cheap alternative to Naxos. Now let's take it cheaper still with this one right here, Ombre Turquoise from Sapple. So I scooped up a bunch of these Sapple fragrances, some better than others, and I've had some for years. This one right here, one of the standouts. Ombre Turquoise is actually a clone of Ombre Leather from Tom Ford. And the price here will fake you out because a lot of Sapple stuff is like sub 20 bucks. And some Sapple fragrances are like 12. Look, I don't claim to understand how you can make money selling a fragrance for $12? Because how much can you realistically make on a bottle that's sold for $12 at a discounter? Because, you know, you have to ship in mass to the discounter, but you also have to, you know, have the bottles, you have to have the boxes, you have to have the caps, you have to have the fragrance itself. They're making this stuff for like 5 cents or something. I don't know, whatever. And while this is not one of the $12 ones, it is still very inexpensive, and somehow it smells very similar to a Tom Ford. A nice, smooth, wearable, lightly sweet leather scent that absolutely crushes in fall and winter. Gotta go au harmain with the next one right here. Detour Noir Exclusif, or technically, I guess it says Harmain Detour Exclusif Noir, whatever. Harmain to me is kind of a funny house in some ways. By the way, great atomizer on this. Harmain used to be essentially like the number 2, number 3 clone house out there. Armaf was number 1, and we're talking years ago. Lattafa was not really huge yet, at least not in North America. Harmain came out with L'Aventure and a bunch of other fragrances, and it was like, these guys are great. It's like Armaf, Harmain, woo, and then Rasasi too. And then over time, they were just like, I'll release stuff when I get around to it, which is never. So it's this brand I'm always on the lookout for, like, when are you gonna drop some cool stuff? And then like this was cool, but then, yeah, they just have like these long gaps where they just kind of do one thing here or there and just kind of, whatever. Harmain. Come on. So this one right here, this is a clone of Layton Exclusif. Hence the color scheme, the name Exclusif. And it is really, really good. Like, this stuff smells great. People are gonna be drawn to it in much the same way that they are Layton or Layton Exclusif. But do be aware that it is not as dark or animalic as Layton Exclusif. Not that that one is hardcore or anything like that, but you know, it's got a little tang to it. It's got a little tiny touch of funk. This one is not quite as heavy with that aspect, but it still smells very spicy, sexy, great compliment puller, good performance too. So that's 10, but we got 5 more. Let's run through these real quick. First off, this one, Odyssey Mandarin Sky Elixir. Gotta have at least one elixir in here. Oh, there's another one. There's 2 elixirs in here. Uh-oh, it's coming up in a second. So Mandarin Sky Elixir, this one is sort of a hybridization slash semi-creation. So the original Mandarin Sky, that one smells like Jean Paul Gaultier Scandal, and you get that in here as well. So it is a clear successor to that fragrance, but it smells kind of like you took Scandal and sprinkled in a little Invictus Victory Elixir. So you get kind of like a mixture of those 2 scents working together, and it works really well. You get that sweet kind of sparkle vibe from Invictus Victory Elixir, you know, that bubbly opening that grabs attention, but then you get that somewhat more restrained, still sweet, but a little classier Scandal dry down. Stuff smells great, fall and winter, fantastic. Now a newer one from French Avenue called Thunder. Oh no, it's like that terrible Imagine Dragons song. If you like that song, it's not terrible and you have good taste, and everyone likes that song a lot. Lightning and the thunder. Something like that. Pretty sure that's, I think I nailed it actually. Might have to do that at karaoke. So this one right here, this is a clone of the Omniscient Mr. Thompson, and that's by Penhaligon's. And then when you see that Elefante on the top there, you go, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because they got the elephant on the Penhaligon's. I see what they did there. Boop, boop. So scent-wise, this one is going to appeal to the guys out there like myself who love iris. That's good. Yeah, it's real nice. It's got kind of like a vanilla iris vibe going on, slightly creamy, you know, could vaguely remind you of like Dior Homme, the original, or Valentino Uomo Intense, but not at all a one-to-one with those, just kind of like in the same ballpark. Nice little waft of smokiness in there as well. Classy, sophisticated, sexy. If you love iris, this stuff really, really, really nice. Club de Nuit up next, but this is Precieux. Do you see all that wobbles? Do you see that? That's one thing I don't like about this bottle. Like, it is extremely wobbly when you sit it down. You see that? It's not the end of the world. I mean, I'm being a little baby about it, but at the same time, you tap it and it's just like, ooh. We gotta make it look cool, make it skinny. But then what if it doesn't stand up? I don't care. It's a clone of Absolute Aventus by Creed, of course. Oh, it does smell good. When are they gonna come out with Precieux 2, and what is it gonna be? That's the real question. You can't leave us hanging with just Precieux 1 and then never come out with 2, because that's like a movie that sets up with the cliffhanger ending, and they never come out with the sequel. This is not really a fall fragrance, I will say. It's an anytime fragrance. Absolute Aventus is just whenever you wanna wear it, and same thing here. Great opening, woodsy, fruity, attention grabbing, high quality, great. Rue Braca up next, and this one is called Touché. This is one of those ones that I added just for the heck of it because it was real cheap, and it's one of the ones that took a while to get here. It actually came the same time as this one. Cap, real cheap, plastic, thin, doesn't weigh much. Fragrance itself, a clone of Ultramall. And you may say, who cares? There's like a billion of those, and that's true. But this one is actually really good and under the radar. It's got a great smooth sweetness off the top that almost has like a berry-like kind of feel to it. Now, of course, pear, that's what it's known for, Ultramall. And it has that, of course. It's just, it has this extra like little twinge of sweetness in there that really helps it pop. Nice, fresh, smooth, sweet, easy to wear, dirt cheap. Might look a little cheesy and all that stuff, but it works. And the final fragrance is an elixir. 9 p.m. elixir. As of this video, this is the most recent 9 p.m., but you know, wouldn't surprise me if we get another one before too long, because Off Non's been hitting us with the 9 p.m.s. You know, Rasasi's been hitting us with the Hawasses. There's been a lot of them, so you know, at any moment, another one could just fall out of the sky. This stuff, strong, attention grabbing, similar in a number of ways to Lal Elixir Absolute. So it's gonna give you similar vibes to that one. At this moment, it's probably the best Elixir Absolute style fragrance out there if you're looking for one. And there we go, 15 of the best clone fragrances that you can scoop up this fall, at least as of right now. With clone fragrances, like I was talking about with the 9 p.m., there's gonna be like 30 of them announced tomorrow or something. Every time I pull up one of the stores to shop online, there's always stuff that I haven't even heard of that's come out, and I'm like, well, I'll get that. And then there's all the stuff I have heard of, and I'm like, I'll get that too. Whew. I wanna thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.